years of waiting, it will take a few extra months to get Kentucky's medical marijuana program off the ground. Thanks a lot for joining us here at 5:30. I'm Mike Dardis.
And I'm Ashley Kirkland. The January 1st launch date has not changed, but opening dispensaries and putting weed on store shelves will take more than a minute. WLWT News 5's Todd Dykes is live in Newport with why that's the case here, Todd.
Yeah, Ashley and Mike, Campbell County, home to Newport Pavilion, is one of 20 Kentucky counties where a medical marijuana dispensary can be built, at least for the time being. And that's in a state of 120 counties. The limited number of sales sites reflects just how tightly controlled cannabis will be when January 1 rolls around.
We definitely have the most restrictive medical cannabis program in the country currently.
Newport-based Rachel Roberts helped make medical marijuana legal in her role as a state representative.
There was really nothing else that was more popular in Kentucky or more bipartisan in Kentucky than medical cannabis.
The program's official launch date is the first day of January, but Roberts says patients with qualifying conditions need to temper their expectations.
The product must be grown and produced in Kentucky. So on January 1, a lot of things will happen. People who have a qualified diagnosis will be able to apply for their cards, and the card system will start to be rolled out. Dispensaries, will start to get things in place as far as their physical spaces go, but that product probably will not be able to come to market to be grown, produced, manufactured until a few months down the line.
Right now, what's expected to be the site of a dispensary off US 27 in Alexandria looks just like what it is, a vacant bank building. Erlanger and Florence will also have dispensaries, though it's not clear exactly where. One thing patients need to keep in mind is that fewer than a dozen conditions will lead to a medical card in Kentucky.
We only have 6 diagnoses that are eligible for patients. Those are cancer, MS, epilepsy, severe nausea, PTSD, and chronic pain. Lawmakers in Kentucky were very hesitant about this program, so we've started in this very restricted way. But my hope is that the diagnoses will expand rapidly so that more patients, we don't, for instance, have Crohn's disease in there or ALS in there. So there's some other diagnoses that I hope to see come on board quickly.
Now, in addition to helping more people, Roberts thinks that expanding the list of qualifying conditions here in Kentucky will help make the state's pending pot marketplace more attractive to weed businesses and also weed investors. We're now reporting live tonight here in Newport. Todd Dykes, WLWT News 5.
Todd, for patients with qualifying conditions, is there a list of doctors who are certified to issue medical marijuana cards?
Not on the state's official medical cannabis website, at least not yet. It says once practitioners are authorized and registered to issue cards, the program will create a list and share that list publicly. We'll certainly keep an eye on that. Ashley?
Todd Dykes reporting live. Thanks so much, Todd.
Well,